This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Verstappen. We begin the show with who else? The Toronto Blue Jays. They were in action earlier today, and for the second straight game, they fell to the Orioles. And with the loss, the Jays, for the first time since the middle of June, have lost 3 straight games. And some even more bad news for the Jays, George Springer didn't play in Game 1. He was out of the lineup after taking a 96-mile-per-hour pitch to the side of his helmet last night. And this comes at a brutal time, because Springer was playing some of the best baseball of his career, and selfishly, I have him on my fantasy baseball team, so, I'm hurting too. In the month of July, he was batting .371, slugging .640, had 7 home runs. Springer boy, this makes me very, very sad. It's okay, we're gonna rally, he's gonna come back. New York City Mayor Eric Adams said today that a gunman who killed 4 people at a Manhattan office building Monday, from preliminary investigations, was trying to target the headquarters of the NFL but took a wrong elevator. 4 people, including an off-duty police officer, were killed. Police said the alleged 27-year-old gunman had a history of mental illness, and a note found on him suggested he had a grievance against the NFL over an unsubstantiated claim that he suffered from CTE. An employee of the NFL was seriously hurt in the attack. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell sent out a memo to all league staff. He went on to say, "NFL staff are at the hospital and we are supporting his family. We believe all of our employees are otherwise safe and accounted for, and the building has nearly been cleared." He added there would be increased security presence at the offices for days and weeks to come, ending with, "Every one of you is a valued member of the NFL family. We will get through this together." To the track, where we had some pretty huge news out of Formula One. As according to Nate Saunders of ESPN, 4-time world champion Max Verstappen will be staying with Red Bull through 2026. The news comes after weeks of speculation that Max could be on the move, with Mercedes being the rumored destination, thanks to Toto Wolff hinting they'd be interested. But we're gonna have to press pause on that speculation, at least for now, as by maintaining his position at 3rd in the Drivers' World Championship in Belgium, he's now no longer eligible to trigger his exit clause at the end of the season. It's pretty clear why Max is seemingly unhappy, and that's because the Red Bull car is not as competitive this year as it was in years past. And there's perhaps no better way to illustrate this than to look at where Red Bull would be in the constructors' standings without Verstappen. Yeah, that's right, dead last. So it'll be up to Red Bull to change that narrative in order to keep Max around. Now, to give credit where credit's due, Red Bull proved they're open to change. A few weeks ago, they let go of longtime CEO and principal Christian Horner. And with new regulations coming to F1 for 2026, which our guy Tim Rainey described as massive, maybe Red Bull will have things sorted out by next year. On yesterday's show, we broke down the AFC North. Today, we're heading down to the AFC South. It has been pretty one-sided the last few seasons, and the Houston Texans are looking to take their 3rd straight division crown, a feat that has not been done in the AFC South since the Colts did it almost 20 years ago. Last year wasn't exactly pretty for the Texans, though, and although they won the division, they showed some vulnerability. QB CJ Stroud was sacked 52 times, which was 2nd most in the entire league, but they have addressed some of their offensive line concerns, and will look to limit those hits this season. But on the offensive side of things, Stroud does still have Nico Collins, which, despite an injury-shortened season, still put up 1,000 yards receiving for the 2nd straight year. The offense does look a little different now, with Stephon Diggs moving to New England and Tank Dell sidelined for the season. The Texans have brought in Christian Kirk and running back Nick Chubb to help fill the gap. One team that's been knocking on the door for a few years is the Indianapolis Colts, and their biggest question mark has to be a quarterback. Anthony Richardson has played just 15 of a possible 34 games, which is why the team decided to go out and sign Daniel Jones. And then there's the Jacksonville Jags, the last team not named the Texans to actually win the division. But a lot like the Colts, they have a question mark at quarterback. We know Trevor Lawrence is good, but his injury list looks longer than a laundry list. We know the Jaguars have the offensive capability this year. Brian Thomas Jr. is coming off one of the best rookie campaigns we've seen from a wide receiver. And now you throw in 2nd overall pick Travis Hunter, and things could be looking up for the Jags. And that leaves us with the longest shot in the division, the Titans. Maybe they've gotten their own version of Jaden Daniels, with their 1st overall pick Cam Ward, and with weapons like Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, and Tony Pollard. Maybe we do see an improvement from a team that went 3-14 last season. But it's no surprise to us. Our friends at FanDuel have the Texans to win the division at +115, and the Titans have the longest odds at +600. That's it for me today. We'll see you back tomorrow at 3 Eastern. No Pacific! Have a good one.